Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everybody to this pep talk this afternoon. Please mute yourself, but always show your video picture. Sign in your name, your Facebook account, or email address in the chat box. Please include the names of companions attending with you. Use the chat box to ask questions and make comments while the pep talk is on. There will be group pictures at the start and end of the pep talk, so please show your faces in the video. A reminder after the pep talk is to take the online learning com evaluation test exercise for mastery of learning and have a perfect score to get a certificate. I placed the link in the chat box. The Olete is quite easy today. It probably contained only less than 10 questions. A reminder, obtaining 25 Olete certificates after getting a perfect score for each Olete will entitle one mentee to a free voucher for an RO Hoson medical consultation, either face-to-face or telemedical. Another request, please type in your feedback in the chat box during the open forum and before we adjourn. Let's now have a group picture taking before we start the pep talk proper in 2 minutes. Please turn on your video, show your faces. Get set. Baby, are you joining us on the picture taking? Baby Espiritu. Okay. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Full screen. I have a patient empowerment program in which I like to empower the lay people or patients to take control in the management of their health. I started the pep talk on May 15, 2021, during the COVID-19 pandemic. There are 3 courses in the pep talk. I completed the core course on October 9, 2021. When I'm going to repeat this, I still don't know. I might repeat the core course probably within the year. And then from October 23, 2021 onwards, I've been tackling health disorder and health issue courses. May 18 last year, 2024, marked the start of year 4 of RO Hoson Pep Talk. So we are near the end of the 4th year. We will start another year on May 2025. How long the pep talk will last will depend on the enthusiasm, discipline, and perseverance of all the participants, and including myself. My pep talk today is entitled Patient Story, TLT. When I say TLT, story to tell, to learn, and to teach. Specifically, this will be on a patient with a goiter in a 67-year-old male. So the empowerment objective is for the lay people to have an essential understanding on goiter, some part of the aspect of management or diseases or other issues on goiter. We will not cover everything. Okay. As part of their health management based on the patient story. So we will just focus on the patient story, what he has, what he went through, and then that's where we will expound on the information that we will be learning and also teaching you. The contents of this pep talk will be the following. There will be a patient story. As I said, TLT stands for to tell, story to tell, and then to learn and to teach. For me to teach, for you to learn. So the patient story is a patient, 67-year-old male with a goiter. So specifically, we'll be focusing on these 3 subtopics. These topics: what is a goiter? How RO Hoson manages a patient with a goiter? And some takeaways from this story. Disclaimer, the R.O. Hawson pep talk contains R.O. Hawson's thoughts, perceptions, opinions, and recommendations culled from his personal experiences as well as from the writings of other health professionals. So this is the patient story. The patient story will be contained in these two medical records. Okay, the medical records that I kept, okay, in my clinic. Okay. So one is in 2015, the other one is on in 2020, I think 24, last year. I'll expound on the records and in the process tell the story. So the patient is FC, a 67-year-old physician. So he is a physician, consulted me in August 25, 2015. So that was the first consultation. So that's about 24, about 9 years ago. Okay. So his concern was that there was an anterior or front. When you say anterior, it's on the front, nasa harap, neck masses. Okay. Noted 3 days ago. So 3 days only. No, pumunta na siya sa akin. Bilis, no? Okay, so di na niya tinagal. So, he went to me 3 days after noticing a anterior neck mass. Okay. And then there was no associated any other symptoms. So ito yung part of the record, August 25, 2015. So what I did was to do a physical examination of the neck. So I was able to palpate a 1 to 1.5 discrete. When you say discrete, is yung border niya very well defined, firm, movable, and then with moves on swallowing, with swallowing. So pag lumulunok siya, this mass goes up, went up and down. Okay. So So the nodule was palpated on the front, not at the back. Kasi kung nasa back yung bukol, ibang usapan yon. Ang nasa harap, usually ang kino-consider dito, yung sa gitna ay thyroid nodule. Particularly kung yung bukol ay gumagalaw o moving up and down with swallowing. Okay. So I like to emphasize here 1 to 1.5 nodule on the front central part of the neck, which moves with swallowing. Okay. So the nodule was very discrete, very well defined, firm, and movable. But I was also, aside from that central mass, I was able to palpate another nodule, this time on the side, dito, as illustrated as a side, on the right side of the neck, which I thought was a lymph node. Now, usually, pag yung mga bukol na sa side, usually lymph node siya, mga kulani. Pag sa gitna, usually thyroid. Usually, not 100% all the time. So my clinical diagnosis after the physical examination was, number one, primary suspect is that a thyroid cancer nodule. And secondary diagnosis, benign, meaning not cancer. So usually we are not 100% sure on any diagnosis, especially initially. So we make a initial statement on the diagnosis. The first suspect will be thyroid cancer. The second, if it's not thyroid cancer, most likely it's benign. Okay. So here shows the records that I had. Thyroid nodule, it's on the isthmus, nasa gitna ng thyroid gland. And then, so pag may mga bukol, the first question to ask, is it cancer or not cancer? Okay. So with the informed consent of the patient, meaning I explained everything, what are the options, kung pwedeng i-ultrasound muna, or pwedeng diretso na needle biopsy. So he consented to a needle biopsy right away in the clinic. Okay. So usually mga after physical examination in 2 to 3 minutes, na pwede nang i-biopsy right there and then. So the possible findings no, because we're thinking of whether it's cancer or not, no. Possible findings before the aspiration will be colloid fluid. Kung colloid fluid, usually benign siya. Okay, kung solid siya, it could be malignant or pwede pa rin benign. No? So these are the possible findings that I was thinking of before the needle biopsy. So the results of the needle aspiration show the following. I was able to obtain 2 cc, okay, of colloid fluid with complete disappearance of the thyroid nodule. So ito, obtain 2 cc of colloid fluid, nawala after the aspiration, nawala yung bukol. Okay. So with that finding, I have now to change my diagnosis to a colloid cyst. No? Kasi pag sinabi mong cyst, may fluid. No? So based on the presence of fluid, I have to change it to colloid cyst. Okay. I put there possible colloid adenoma because most of the time it's a combination of colloid, may fluid, and then may konting mga laman-laman na solid, no? But still benign, no? Okay. So, and then the right neck, so how do we explain the neck node naman? Yung sa thyroid, it's colloid cyst, it's benign, pero meron siyang kulani sa right side. So, because of my findings of benign thyroid nodule, yung sa right neck, usually will follow, okay, kung anong makita doon sa thyroid. Kung nakita natin ay possible cancer, most likely yung sa neck node ay cancer din, no? Pero since the thyroid nodule is benign based on the aspiration, right away, the right neck node will be considered as a non-specific lymphadenopathy. Yung kulani na hindi malaman ng specific cause, usually pwedeng inflammation lang, okay, but not cancer. Okay. So with my final diagnosis, final means at this time, ito yung colloid cyst adenoma thyroid nodule, right neck node, non-specific lymphadenopathy. I recommended observation of the lymphadenopathy kasi pwedeng mawala, no? And then the options of observation and trial of levothyroxine medications for the thyroid nodule. Okay. So yan ang recommendation ko sa kanya. Okay. So, but this patient, the physician was lost to follow up until 2024. So 9 years after, when I called him up, so sabi ko, ano na nangyari na sa ano mo? Kasi malayo itong pasyente nito. He lives in Zamboanga. No? Kaya wala kaming communication until I decided to call him up sa Facebook Messenger and ask him, what happened to you now? What happened to the nodule? Okay. So, ito yung sagot niya sa akin. In November 2024, 9 years after, he told me the following. So, my endocrinologist and cardiologist physician did not agree for me to take the levothyroxine. We don't know the reason. Baka meron siyang cardiac heart problem na hindi pwedeng uminom ng levothyroxine. Or baka sabi nila, wala na eh. Bakit ka pa iinom? No? Okay. So he said, we just observed and it did not recur. Hindi siya umulit. In-observe lang. Okay. So totally wala na thyroid nodule recurrence. And he did not have any ultrasound either. Okay. So my final diagnosis after this conversation with him, after 9 years, colloid cyst, thyroid nodule. Then for the right neck node, it's a non-specific lymphadenopathy na nawala na rin. So the thyroid nodule have completely resolved, completely disappeared, completely cured. So this is the end of this telling this patient story of a goiter in a 67-year-old male. Now for the learn and teach part. So what is a goiter? A patient is said to have a goiter if his or her thyroid gland, pag goiter kasi ang pinag-uusapan yung tinatawag na thyroid gland. Okay? Ito yung illustration of a thyroid gland on the front part of the neck, no? Hugging the intimately related to the windpipe or trachea. Okay? So it's located on the front and central part of the neck. Okay? So, pag sinabing goiter, usually implication noon, ang thyroid gland ay involved. Okay? So, kung goiter also, okay, is that the thyroid gland has abnormality. Pag sinabing normal yung thyroid gland, we don't call it goiter. We say normal thyroid gland. Pero kung may abnormality, we call it goiter already. Okay? So whatever kind of abnormality there, okay, in terms of functions, which could either be hyperthyroid or hypothyroidism, and in terms of structure, it could be enlargement or nodule, which could, yung mga pag may mga nodule, no? Usually, ang pinag-uusapan, cancer o hindi. Okay? Now, enlargement, usually hyper or hypothyroidism, ang pinag-uusapan. Okay? Or yung mga not so common, thyroiditis is another entity that can cause cancer. So these are the more common types of diseases that will cause a goiter. Nodules, mga bukol-bukol, which can be cancer, which can be not cancer, or hyperthyroidism, okay, sobrang secretions ng hormones from the thyroid gland. Hypothyroidism naman, kulang, okay, kasi yung thyroid gland nagsisecrete ng thyroid hormones. Okay, kung kulang, hypothyroidism. And then thyroiditis, which could be acute, may infection, may inflammation, or chronic thyroiditis, yung matagalan na. Okay. So remember this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the usual causes of goiter. So this patient has a goiter, and he presented with a nodule on the front and central part of the neck, which move up and down with deglutition. So as I said, these are the cues for a nodule arising from the thyroid gland. So therefore, we say that the patient has a goiter in the form of a thyroid nodule. So may bukol siya that moves up and down. So we say it's a thyroid nodule. Okay. When there is a thyroid nodule, so anong isipin natin kagad? So the next question to determine or to answer is whether it is a cancer or not. So we uh, we we don't usually think of hyperthyroidism or hypo. Pwede rin, pero usually it's not that common. So ang unang tanong is kung may bukol, no? Ang tanong is cancer ba ito o hindi. So the cues for thyroid cancer, hard, matigas yung bukol, fixed, di siya gumagalaw o konting galaw lang, okay? And then, presence of palpable lymph nodes on the side of the neck, may kulani. No? So these are the three essential cues for cancer, matigas, no? Fixed, and then may kulani, okay? So presence of just one of these cues is enough to suspect cancer. In some patients, they will present with the three findings, matigas, medyo hindi gumagalaw, may lymph nodes. Okay? So in other patients, yung mga earlier stages of cancer, usually pwedeng isa lang. Kung may hard nodule ka, suspect cancer right away. Kung fixed ang thyroid nodule mo, usually hard na rin yun, usually you suspect cancer already. Ngayon, kung yung thyroid nodule hindi matigas, hindi gumagalaw, pero may kulani, just like in this particular case. So in this patient, there was a palpable lymph node on the right side. So that was why cancer was suspected. Yan ang basis. Okay? So looking back at the patient's story, my clinical diagnosis after the physical examination, this is without the needle aspiration yet, ang sabi ko, baka thyroid cancer, no? Because of that lymph node, no? Okay. So may basihan ako to suspect something, no? Kung wala yung lymph node, no? Kung firm, discrete, movable, sasabihin ko, benign siya, no? Okay. So, but since there's a lymph node, I cannot help but suspect the possibility of cancer being present. No? So, a paraclinical diagnostic test was done after the clinical diagnosis. When you say paraclinical diagnostic test, it's done after yung initial clinical examination, which mean yung physical examination. Wala pang yung mga procedures. So this is done to be more definite or more certain on the diagnosis. Okay. So two common options that can be done after the clinical diagnosis, kung di tayo pasigurado, di tayo 99% sure, will be to do an ultrasound and a needle aspiration biopsy. Between the two, biopsy is a more direct way of getting to a diagnosis and the quickest way to come out with a diagnosis. At times, it may be therapeutic if the nodule turns out to a colloid cyst, just like in this particular patient. With the needle biopsy, it tells us what the nodule is, and at the same time, na-aspirate natin na wala yung bukol at hindi na siya umulit. So this is what is meant by the needle biopsy being therapeutic. No? Nagamit sa gamutan, nagamit din sa diagnosis, okay, yung biopsy. So with the informed consent, with a needle aspiration was done in the clinic. A more definitive diagnosis was obtained instantly, right away. In 2 to 3 minutes, in 5 minutes, meron na tayong diagnosis. Kasi pag nagpa-ultrasound pa tayo, pupunta pa siya sa, may bagong schedule pa siya kukunin. No? Okay. So with the needle aspiration findings, I changed my diagnosis right away, instantly. Naging colloid cyst, benign na, instead of cancer. And then the right neck node is a non-specific lymphadenopathy. So how to treat a colloid cyst or colloid adenoma? There are three common options here. One is observation if the colloid cyst and colloid adenoma or colloid adenoma is small, usually 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, or even less than 5 centimeters can be observed, as long as we are sure that it's colloid cyst and colloid adenoma. Medical suppressive therapy using levothyroxine, and needle aspiration if big. Okay. Now, there's really, pag ang diagnosis is colloid cyst, colloid adenoma, there is usually no need for operation. Probably ang indications for operations, yung mga malalaki na, probably more than 5 or even 10 centimeters, ganon. So in this particular patient, he opted for observation. So the result, the outcome, the thyroid nodule resolved thereafter. There was no note of recurrence even after 9 years of follow-up. Okay, so this was the report given to me. Okay. So summary and takeaway, I have discussed the following. What is a goiter? When to suspect thyroid cancer in thyroid nodules? What is a quick paraclinical diagnostic test for thyroid nodule? And then what are the options for treating colloid cyst and colloid adenoma? So to repeat, just to emphasize, what is a goiter? A patient is said to have a goiter if his or her thyroid gland has an abnormality, whatever kind, okay? So it could be a abnormality in functions or structure, or there is a disease. Okay? So nodules, at yung mga possible diseases, nodules which are not cancer, nodules which are cancers, then hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, and thyroiditis. These are the 5 more common entities that we look for in terms of causes of the goiter. Okay. So when to suspect thyroid cancer? Right away, when there is a thyroid nodule, the next thing to question is it cancer or not? Then you try to look for cues for thyroid cancer. If there are no cues for thyroid cancer, usually benign. So by elimination, pag walang cues for cancer, benign. So cues for thyroid cancer will be 3 things: hard, fixed, and presence of lymph nodes. Okay. Presence of just one findings of these cues is enough to suspect cancer. It doesn't have to you don't have to have the 3 all at the same time. Pag yung tatlo present, or 99% cancer na siya. Pero kung isa, pwedeng as high as 90% yung suspecha mo. What is a quick paraclinical diagnostic test for thyroid nodule? Needle aspiration with or without biopsy, which can be done in the clinic right after physical examination. When I say plus or minus, with or without biopsy, kung colloid fluid ang nakuha natin, wala na yung bukol, you don't need to submit that yung fluid for biopsy. Biopsy means examining a specimen under the microscope. Pero kung pag inaspirate natin using a needle, yung bukol ay solid, then we get samples of the solid nodule for biopsy. That's the time we submit the specimen for microscopic examination by the pathologist. So what are the options for treating colloid cyst, colloid adenoma? Observation, if small, medical suppressive therapy using levothyroxine, and then needle aspiration is big. Usually there's no need for an operation. Takeaway in relation to patient empowerment, be always in touch with reliable medical information on goiter. Know the R.O. Hoson way of managing patients with thyroid with goiter, which may differ from other physicians. Knowledge is power. It gives power. Use the four Ks of patient empowerment, kalaman, kakayanan, karapatan, and kapangyarihan to gain greater control over decisions and make better decisions on the management of goiter as part of your health management. So with that, I end my pep talk. I hope I have empowered you to have an essential understanding on some aspect of the goiter as part of your health management. And these aspects are based on this patient story. So before we go to the QA portion, reminder, take the online Learning Com evaluation test exercise for mastery of learning and have a perfect score to get a certificate like this. Okay, I'll place the link in the chat box. Okay. Or give it to you after. Okay. As a reminder, please take when you obtain 25 OLETE certificates, this will entitle you to one voucher for RO Hospital medical consultation, either face-to-face or telemedical. And then another request, please type in your feedback at the chat box during the open forum and before we adjourn. Thank you. Let's now have a group picture taking before we start the QA and interactions. Please turn on your video now and show your faces. Okay. Christy, are you joining us? William? Okay. Okay. Last call. Christy, William, Charlita. Nawala si Charlita. Kanina andun siya. Okay. 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 Ready. One,
Yes.
two.
Yes.
Nawala. Okay.
Yes, yeah, doc.
Okay. One, two. Okay. Okay. I placed the link of the Olete in the chat box already. Okay. So now the floor is now open for questions, comments, consultations. Okay. If you have, uh, and sharing of experiences, if you have. uh, anybody who wants to ask the questions? O ako magtatanong? Si Lorly. Subukan ko nga si Lorly. Lorly? O
Ay,
Cheng?
Doc.
Lorly. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng goiter?
Good. Yun
Tingnan
po
ko
yung,
nga.
yun po yung, kung meron kang, may bukol ka sa, sa leeg.
Okay. Sa harap, no?
Opo, sa harap.
And then, saan galing yung
Kung,
bukol na yon?
ay,
Saan galing yung bukol na yon?
di ko po Doc eh.
Kasi pag may pagbukol sa harap ng leeg, pwedeng bukol sa balat, di ba? Pwede rin
Hmm,
yon, di ba? Kasi may balat doon. Pwede ding bukol sa daanan ng hangin, trachea, no? Sa gitna rin yon, no? Okay. Pwede din sa mga muscle, pwede rin, no? Okay. Ang pinaka-common, yung tinatawag na thyroid gland, no? Thyroid gland is located there, no? Okay, yan ang pinaka-common cause of yung mga bukol sa harap ng leeg na basta walang sugat yung balat, no? Kasi kung may sugat ng balat, no, at may bukol, malamang galing sa balat yon, no? Okay.
okay po.
So, pag may bukol tayo sa harap ng leeg, okay, so unang isipin natin thyroid na
Okay.
bukol, thyroid gland, no? Okay, to confirm that it's coming from the thyroid, ah, ang maneuver will be to swallow. Lulunok kayo. Pag gumagalaw siya up and down, yun yon, 99% thyroid na yon. Na?
Ah,
Okay? Very simple. Na? Okay? Okay?
thank you po.
Okay? Jeng, pwedeng ulitin? Jeng? Si Jeng meron eh. When do you say the goiter? Sige, ulitin
Yun
mo
nga
nga.
po, pag po yun po, thyroid gland. Yung sa akin naman, Dok, parang hindi pa natin maapa kasi hindi naman ganun kalaki yung bukol na naapa nyo sa leeg ko. Maliliit
Okay.
pa. At
Okay.
hanggang, naka 2 years na naman po tayo, pero hindi naman po, hindi nalaki ng malaki para maging obvious na, kasi po, di ba, yung pong iba, obvious po na nalaki po ang leeg pag po may goiter. Yun po naman sa akin sa ngayon, hindi naman po. Hindi naman po siya halata. Tapos, minsan po, yun po, yung sa ultrasound, minsan po nakikita nga po doon na may nalaki, may naliit. Pero sabi niyo po, pag po hinihipo ninyo, wala naman po.
Yeah.
Kaso, Dok, minsan naman, Dok, yun nga, yung pag nalunok, minsan, yun po, nararamdaman ko po yung sinasabi ninyo na, na pag lumunok ka, yung nararamdaman mo. Pero minsan naman po, hindi, Dok. Minsan okay na okay naman po. Ang ang naano ko lang, Dok, minsan yung para ding may nagpapalpitate sa ganito. Sabi ko
Papalpitate?
ba,
Okay.
yung parang may naibo-ibo. Sabi ko ano kaya yun? Sa
Ah,
leg.
okay. So, kung minsan, yung pag tumitibok-tibok, ganon, okay, kung tumitibok-tibok, kadalasan, baka we call that non-specific na sandali lang siya. Kasi sa buhay ng isang tao, every now and then, you will feel something unusual, di ba? Kung minsan may konting sakit yan sa iba-ibang parting katawan, after a few seconds, nawawala. Hindi mo rin
Opo.
ma-explain, di ba? Ganun
Opo,
din,
Dok.
yung mga tibok-tibok, kung sandali lang, wag mo nang pansinin, no? Unless persistent siya. Palaging andyan siya, and then you can explain it by the presence of a thyroid. Baka may bukol dun sa thyroid, gano'n, no? So, pwede yon. So, yung mga tibok-tibok, pero it's not very common, pwedeng mangyari dun sa mga pasyente na may hyperthyroidism, no? Hyper, no? Pero bihira, bihira, no? Ganon, no? Okay, okay. So, yung kay Cheng, okay, thyroid, basta yung thyroid, goiter will be, pag sinabing goiter, ang involvement na gland yon ay thyroid gland, na? Okay. Okay. I don't know what's the Tagalog term for thyroid. I don't know. Pero yung Tagalog term for goiter, we call it bosyo, di ba? Bosyo, no? So meron pa bang ibang term for the Filipino term for the goiter? Hindi ko alam, no? Pero sa ngayon, ang what I know, the very popular Filipino term is bosyo. Okay? So kung may goiter ka, may bosyo ka, okay, it all depends ngayon pag kung malaki siya, yung kapang-kapa, no, then that's the time that you will say na pag gumalaw siya up and down, talagang thyroid siya. No? Okay. So kung minsan, kung malaki, halatang halata, titingnan mo lang yung pasyente, no? Kung nagsasalita siya, syempre, pag nagsasalita, hindi mo mapipigil yung paglunok mo, no? Yung pagtaas ng baba ng trachea mo. So makikita mo na kagad, no? Na gumagalaw up and down. So sa tingin lang, kung minsan masasabi na, ay may bukol itong pasyente sa front of the neck at tumataas, bumababa, then sasabihin mo, ay, may goiter ka, may thyroid ka, may bosyo ka, no? Okay. So kung hindi naman malaki, hindi halata, importante yung kinakapa. Kaya parang yung sa'yo, hindi siya halata, so kakapain ko, di ba? Kung may makapa ako, no, na gumagalaw up and down, may bukol, goiter pa rin yan, no? Ngayon, kung wala akong makapa, no, kahit na meron kang nararamdaman sa leeg, minsan sasabihin, ay, sabi ng ibang pasyente, ang laki-laki ang leeg mo. No? Minsan napapansin nila, ang laki-laki ang leeg mo, baka may goiter ka, may bosyo ka. No? So, importante yung kinakapa. Pag kinapa ko at hindi siya malaki, sasabihin ko, normal. Normal yung thyroid mo. Okay? So, yung dalawang possibility na kung kinapa yung thyroid mo, one is possible yung malaki siya yung buo. Enlargement ang tawag noon. Na? Enlargement. Yung isa naman, mga bukol-bukol. Pwedeng isa, pwedeng dalawang bukol. Okay? So, dalawang possible findings pag kinapa yung leg mo. No? Yung malaki, pag malaki, goiter na rin yun. No? Okay? Ngayon, kung may mga bukol, goiter pa rin yun. No? Okay? Pero pag yung malaki, iba yung usapan. Pag malaki, baka hyperthyroid. No? Baka sobrang dami yung ano mo, yung thyroid hormones mo. Nag-overactive kasi yung thyroid gland mo. Okay? Or hypothyroid, kulang naman. Kulang, lumalaki rin ang thyroid gland mo. Okay? Ngayon, pag may bukol, nakapa mo, no? Mas delikado yon, di ba? Kasi pinag-uusapan yon kung cancer o hindi. No? Okay. So, bihira yung mga bukol na associated with hyper or hypo. Bihira. Pero pwede mangyari. No? So, kaya unang isipin mo, pag may bukol, cancer o hindi. No? Okay? Okay. Good. So yun sa'yo, hindi siya masyadong nakakapa. Nakikita lang sa ultrasound. Na? Okay. So gamot lang, di ba? Gamot lang tayo. Wala akong nire-recommend na operasyon. Na? Okay.
Yes po.
Okay. Any more questions? Any comments? Who wants to share experiences? William, you want to share your experience, William?
Hi, Doc. Good
Yeah.
afternoon.
You want to share?
I
Okay
just,
lang? Okay
okay
lang to
lang.
share? Okay.
Actually, I have my goiter for almost 20 plus years na. And I was given the medicine pero parang hindi siya nag-work. It's only lately na nung pumunta ako, Doc, sa'yo, na nasabi mo, it's already at around 9 cm. Is it correct? Parang 9 cm ata nakapanyo.
Ah,
So that's when I decided na siguro, operahan na lang para maano na. Pero yung first diagnosis nyo, hindi naman siya parang benign ba. So it was actually later proven after the operation dun sa result ng ano natin ng findings ng PGH na hindi naman siya cancerous, benign. But at least for now on, magmo-monitor muna natin. Baka magkaroon ng problema. But on the right side, na safe mo naman, Doc. Kasi as of now, yung left side thyroid ko na natanggal, pero yung right side ko naman, na-preserve naman. So, sa ngayon, hindi ka naman nag-recommend, Doc, ng mag-take ako ng medicine. So, minomonitor ko na lang. Siguro, kunin ko na lang yung recommendation mo, yung T3, T4 at TSH na result natin sa next meeting para makita natin kung okay ba yung aking yung mga hormones na pinuproduce siguro. Tama po ba, Doc?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Para
Doc.
to reinforce. Parang,
December,
actually,
kailan ba ako na-operahan? December 4, I think, no? 4, Doc.
December 4.
Oo.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. December 4, no? Okay.
Yeah.
So, thank you for telling your story. Buti
Doc.
na lang. Okay. Ewan ko ba kung bakit ko naisip na palitan itong title nito. Patient Story. Di ba? Dati, this is the first time that I have a title, Patient Story sa Pep Talk. Na? Dati, last year, we called it Medical Anecdotal Report. Di ba? Natatandaan niyo yung mga nag-attend? Medical Anecdotal. So, halos pareho rin. Pero more layman lingo yung patient story, di ba? So we can learn a lot of things from a patient story, di ba? Nag-present na ako isang patient story kanina, 67-year-old, no, with a nodule which turned out to be colloid cyst. Yung kay William naman, he's actually telling us another story. Tama? Okay. So, ilang taon ka na, William? Ilang
I'm
taon ka na,
64.
William?
64. 64.
64.
Yeah.
Yung isa, 69. 9 years ago, 69.
Kaya nga,
Okay.
64 na
Okay.
ako, Doc. And
Okay.
I carried that thyroid for around 28 years. Yung
Okay.
thyroid ko.
Sige, maswerte ka, benign siya.
Oo nga. Kaya nga.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay. Ito pa yung isa idadagdag ko. Okay. So, for patient empowerment, no? Marami kayong maririnig sa mga ibang doktor. Okay. Yung mga basihan nila for making a diagnosis, no? Which I don't usually agree totally, no? Pag sinabi nilang may bukol sa lalaki, sasabihin nila, ay, cancer yan kasi lalaki ka. Okay. Tandaan ninyo yan, ha? Ito yung observation ko, no? Sa mga practice ng ibang doktor. Pag may nakitang bukol, thyroid na bukol, no? Sa isang lalaki, sasabihin nila, ay, cancer yan. Na? Okay. So sa akin, I will not base it on your sex. Na? Okay. Titingnan ko muna yung anong findings ko sa kapa. Na? As I said kanina, pag matigas yung bukol mo, no? At fix, at may kulani, that's the time we suspect cancer. Okay. Kung wala yung mga cues for cancer, I will say it's benign kahit na lalaki ka, no? So it all depends on kung anong makikita natin sa examination ng thyroid. Okay? So huwag kayo madadala ha sa mga ganon ha. Okay, tandaan na lang niyo kasi pag nagpa-consulta kayo sa ibang doktor, unang hihingin ninyo after the examination, Doktor, ano yung diagnosis niyo sa akin? No? Okay, tatanong ninyo kung anong diagnosis at tatanong niyo as much as possible, anong basihan ninyo? No? Okay. Okay. Kung may maririnig kayo na, ay kasi lalaki ka, no? Huwag kayo, huwag kayo maging anxious kagad, no? Okay? Pwedeng hindi magandang basihan yon. Tatanong nyo, ano ba yung findings niyo sa akin na will make you suspect na cancer siya, no? Okay. Huwag gagamitin yung sex, no? Okay. Yung edad din, ganon. Yung edad, pwedeng hindi natin ginagamit yung edad as much as possible to make a diagnosis of mga thyroid cancer or benign. Kasi yung sa thyroid cancer can occur sa as young as 20, sa mga kahit na 14 years old pwede, no? Okay? So, hindi lang sa mga matatanda. Kung sa breast cancer, usually matatanda, di ba? Kung sa thyroid cancer, pwedeng mas bata. No? Okay? So, sa bata, pwede rin magkaroon ng thyroid cancer. Pero as I said, wag nating babasihan dun sa age and also sa sex. No? We have to base our diagnosis kung anong findings natin sa kapa. No? Especially sa kapa, sa initial. So, pag meron tayong matigas na bukol at fixed at may kulani, no? Then magsuspect na tayong thyroid cancer, no? Regardless of age and sex, no? Okay? Okay. So yung kay William, 20 years tinanggal namin, no, kasi malaking malaki na. So actually I gave him the option. May 1% chance of baka lumit siya with gamutan. As I said, benign ang diagnosis sa kanya. Pero ang option is pag maliit lang, pwedeng gamot. Pag malaki, no, tanggalin na lang, no? Kasi 1% chance na liliit pa siya. So nung tinanggal namin, buti talaga walang komplikasyon at you turn out to be more or less benign siya, no? So imo-monitor na lang namin, no, with medicine, with observation, and then kung kulang, kasi one half lang tinanggal sa kanya, yung left side lang. So meron pa siyang right side which can produce enough thyroid hormones ba, no? So pwedeng walang gamot, no? So titingnan namin yung thyroid function test niya. Kung kulang, that's the time we give the supplement, thyroid hormones. Okay? Okay, William, thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you, Doc. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for attending also para
Yeah, okay.
ma-reinforce, matulungan the members of the audience to understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, correct, Doc. Correct.
Okay. We still have 10 minutes. Anybody else who wants to share? Okay,
Hi, Doc.
Lynn. Lynn, okay.
Yes.
I saw your hand. Okay.
Apo. I'd like to share kasi wala naman akong ah, wala namang bukol sa aking
Okay.
Okay, but at the same time I was diagnosed with stage 4 GIST, gastrointestinal stromal tumor, and na nagmetastasize sa liver. Sabay-sabay na nagkaroon din ako ng hyperthyroidism, which wasn't there before I was diagnosed ng cancer. At the same time, naging diabetic din ako. Formerly, hindi naman ako diabetic. Basta sabay-sabay po siya at the same time na na-diagnose ako na uh, may GIST or stage 4 GIST. Now, ngayon naman po, monitor ang thyroid ko and I am may Tacdin for thyroid, may gamot na tinitik and normal na po yung aking thyroid by this time. But the last time, remember Doc, before I was diagnosed with GIST, pumunta po ako sa inyo, dala ko yung mga result ng aking thyroid function test. Tapos, yung ultrasound showed na may mga nodules na maliliit naman and you told me na not to worry about it kasi ang liliit naman ng nodules na nothing to worry about. Now, naisip ko lang na itanong po because bigla akong nag-hyperthyroidism. Nung time na I came to you in October, wala pa akong hyperthyroidism. Normal yung mga FT4, FT3, and THS ko. But nung nga pong na-diagnose na ako ng cancer, biglang may hyperthyroidism ako and sobrang taas ng aking mga THS and FT3. Is there a possibility na magdi-develop ito into
Okay, ito yung comment ko ha, para for everybody ha. Pag meron kayong diagnosis, make sure tama siya. Okay? Make sure tama, no? Yung Okay. How do you determine kung tama, no? We, of course, you have to go to a trusted doctor who can do the diagnosis well, no? And then, yung doctor naman, usually, wag lang babasihan sa laboratory, no? So, i-check din yung history mo, tsaka yung ano mo, yung physical examination, yung kapa-kapa, no? Okay.
Mm.
So, yung sa'yo, that's where I'm going to start asking, is it really hyperthyroid? No? Kasi dati-dati, ano ka, di ba? Normal, no?
Normal po,
Yung
opo.
thyroid function test
Mhm.
mo.
Mhm.
Bakit bigla kang nagkaroon ng
Diabetes.
hyperthyroidism itong last year? Last year?
Opo, nung January po.
This
Kasi
year?
October ako last na nagpa-test nung pumunta po ako sa inyo na complete na test yun sa Maddox.
Okay. Kailan
Tapos,
last year?
last
January
2023 po. 2023.
2023. So 2 years
Opo.
ago. At,
Okay.
okay.
2023 ng October. And then, na-diagnose po ako ng January 2024 ng cancer. And then yung sabay-sabay na hyperthyroidism na rin ako. Mataas din yung aking mga
Hindi, kailan na, anong basihan for diagnosing hyperthyroidism sa'yo?
biglang mataas po yung aking mga THS. THS, FT3, FT4.
Okay. I suppose yung may doktor na nagsabi sa iyo, no?
Apo, may doctor po. Yung
So,
mga doktor ko po dun sa kung saan ako,
ah,
kinukuhin.
okay. So, okay. So that's why, as I said, we have to verify kung talagang hyperthyroid. Now, I'm not saying it's not correct, no? Pero we have to validate it, no?
Mhm, mhm.
So number one, meron ka bang okay. Okay. But before we go to validation, yung anong sequence ng event? Yung hyperthyroidism mo, then cancer, gano'n? O
Hindi po.
cancer muna?
Cancer po muna yung Ano, before pa ako na-diagnose ng cancer,
Meron ka
sabay-sabay
na?
po na opo, na mataas biglang tumaas yung aking sugar, biglang tumaas yung aking
Okay.
thyroid,
Okay.
opo.
Okay. Importante yung tanong na yon, yung sequence. Kasi pag meron kang gamot na iniinom na ano for your cancer, kuminsan it will affect your thyroid, na?
Hindi pa
Okay?
po ako nag-ano
Kaya
nun,
nga, kaya
pa
nga.
po,
So kasi kung ganun
opo,
nangyari, sasabihin ko,
hindi pa po
possibility
ako
may
nagkikimo, opo,
kung wala ka pang gamutan, okay, the next
opo.
thing to check, no? So it's not related to your cancer or yung
Mhm.
treatment sa cancer mo. So we now have to check kung is it based on the laboratory lang or meron kang nararamdaman. Kasi kung may nararamdaman ka ng excessive weight loss, sudden, na weight loss, pagkatapos mataas sa ang pulso mo, yung rate,
Mhm.
no? Yung
Mhm.
tachycardia, no?
Opo.
Saka pagkapa ng leeg mo, medyo malaki. Hindi bukol, ha? Malaki, no? So,
Mhm.
kung meron one of these things, no? Then baka tama yung hyperthyroidism.
Opo.
Meron ka bang
Before
nararamdaman?
po ako diagnose yung cancer before lumabas yung biopsy na sugod niya ako sa hospital po because I was feeling very weak. I lost a lot of weight. Di po ba? From 51 kilos naging 30 kilos ako in a matter of months. Like,
Okay.
pagkagaling ko sa inyo nung November nag-start na mag-fall yung aking weight. And by January, mga 30 kilos na lang ako.
Okay, weight loss, no?
And then nilalagnat po ako. And then yun nga, lumabas na yung ano ko ay mataas yung mga THS, FT3, FT4 ko.
Yeah,
Same
okay, okay,
time,
okay. So, sige. Aside from the
diabetes.
symptoms, we now have to look at your lab test. Ano yung lab test mo? Mataas yung,
Ayun po yung latest ko, normal na po.
pero yung una,
Mataas po siya. Yung una din po.
ano yung mataas?
Ah,
Natatandaan mo?
ako hindi ko po ma-remember,
Okay, kasi
I
kung,
don't have
okay,
the records, basta sobra pong mataas siya.
hindi, mataas meaning yung FT4 mataas. Kung TSH
FT4.
mataas, hypothyroid yon, iba yon.
Apo. Yung
Which one?
FT3, FT4.
T4, T3, T4 mataas.
Opo.
And then, yung TSH mo mababa.
Mababa, opo.
Okay, so Okay, kung once lang ginawa yon, once lang.
Hindi po, minonitor na po ng dire-diretso yun habang nasa ospital ako.
And then, before binigyan ka ng gamot for hyperthyroidism, once or twice na test ang ginawa o isa lang?
Hindi po, marami po ay siguro
Okay.
ilang beses. Opo, kasi
Okay.
monitor na po.
Sige, kung talagang at least 2 times yung nagawa sa iyo, no, na thyroid function test na without gamot at mataas yung FT4 mo, FT4 tsaka mababa ang TSH mo. So definitely meron kang hyperthyroidism, no?
Apo, confirm
Okay.
naman po. Kasi monitor din po sa hospital kasi I was supposed to be to go under the knife. Isi-surgery
Okay.
dapat yung tiyan ko, yung bukol sa tiyan ko. But
Okay.
hindi nila ako ma-surgery because nga po very weak ako and yung aking thyroid functions ay hindi nga po normal. So, binabantayan nilang umayos yung mga thyroid functions.
Okay. Okay.
Before sana ako operahan, but then nakita nilang meron din akong bukol pala sa liver. Doon na rin po yun, sabay-sabay nakita.
Okay.
And
So,
hindi nila ako maoperahan
so
naman.
yung leg mo naman hindi malaki, di ba?
Hindi po, ganun pa rin po. At saka wala po siyang, yun yung tumataas, bumababa na.
Pwedeng tinatawag na transient attack of hyperthyroidism, no? Ganon. So,
Could it be related to the GIST?
to the
Hindi rin.
G's,
Opo.
most likely hindi.
Or to the liver. Yung sa
hindi
liver.
rin, hindi. Mukhang
Okay.
usually hiwalay siya.
Okay
You
po.
can have stress-induced hyperthyroid, no?
Stress-induced lang siya.
Which
Opo.
could be transient.
Kasi normal na po ngayon.
May gamot ka na kasi.
Opo, kasi nakatap din ako.
Top din, no?
Opo.
Gano'ng katagal na yung top din mo?
Simula po nung nasa ospital pa ako.
2 years na?
1 year pa lang po.
Okay.
1 year pa
Sige,
lang
depende sa
po.
doktor mo kung anong
January last year po kasi ako na-admit.
kung
Sa
anong
lumabas
paniwala
ako
ng doktor
March.
mo, whether it's a long-term hyperthyroidism. Kung long-term, ituloy-tuloy niya, no? Kung short-term lang, meron short-term din kasi may nakita ako mga pasyente na
Nga po,
sandali lang,
stress-related
gamutan
po
lang,
siya.
nawala, no? Okay. So it all depends on what your doctor will be doing for you, no? Okay. So at least naka-maintain ka na sa top din. Top
Yep.
din, no? Okay. Okay. So pwede mangyari yan, no?
Reduce na rin po yung dose ng top din ko.
Yeah.
Reduce
Okay.
na yan.
So hopefully matanggal.
Yes po.
Hopefully.
Yes, Doc.
No? Okay. So thank you for sharing. That's another
Thank you,
type of
Doc.
goiter. Okay.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay. Any other sharing? Last call? Kung wala na, we'll call it today. It's already 3 o'clock na. Okay. So we'll see each other next week na. Okay. So we'll be talking about breast naman. Breast ulit, ha? Okay. Okay. So wala na? Okay. I'd like to say thank you and goodbye. We'll see each other next week.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay.
Thank you po,
Thank
Dr.
you, Doc. Thank you
Okay.
so
Thank you,
much.
Doc.
Bye-bye.
Happy weekend. Thank you. Happy New
And
Year.
everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year po.
Sige.